Uh, Good evening, everybody. Your Excellency, Ambassador Dr. Muhammad Saeed Amin Khan, World Chair, and the distinguished guest in the World Summit 2021 of the International Human Rights Commission. I would immensely like to appreciate Your Excellency, the World Chair of the International Commission of Human Rights, personally, as well as the International Human Rights Commission itself for inviting me to the summit and giving me this opportunity to address the World Summit 2000. Distinguished keynote speakers, excellencies, delegates, and participants from across the world. As we all are aware, the year 2020 has just passed with the terror of the COVID-19 pandemic, with its aftershocks continued as of now. The health, education, economy, and many more vital affairs of the modern human world faced immense challenges and traumas. Our children have yet been facing anxieties about their future. Our economies have suffered heavily, thus pushing the poor people into a further difficult situation. Must gruesomely, thousands of people have lost their precious lives with impacts that are all visible before us. The pandemic appeared as a dangerous violator of human rights in the 21st century against the right to life. The chaos and disorder unleashed by this pandemic shattered many important efforts of the international community as well as national governments to transform human lives into social and economic better conditions and ending poverty. However, despite all those hardships and evil impacts of the pandemic, the global human society, international community, and national governments and citizens have not yet given up the hopes for a better time to come with recovery of losses. Although the challenges have multiplied, we all have strong confidence and hopes that we would move forward for a bit with a few spirit of international cooperation and support and mutual collaboration between individual nations. The pandemic has forced us to deeply ponder upon the weaknesses of the prevailing world seriously. This has put before us a reality and conviction that the world is interconnected for every sphere of human life and development affairs. It has tangibly taught us a lesson that no nation and no individual is fully competent to address the crisis of the type posed by this technology achieved by a single nation is not capable to protect its citizens' lives and the environment of better health. It has shown us that no one is able enough to face such crises alone, thus showing that every nation has to seek cooperation from other for building safety of people's life and prosperity globally. The crisis has tension and power competition is vital for the safety of people and key for the lasting continuity of humanity and its civilization. Most importantly, we have learned that our civilizations and progress are mutually dependent, and so we should not clash and compete against each other. Dear delegates, our challenges for economic prosperity have been added. The loss the world has suffered in smooth economic rise at national as well as the international level is likely to push more people into a trap of poverty due to loss of job, negative impacts in international markets, mobility, and most importantly, loss of production capacity. The negative impact on the economy will have results in investment in education, health, and environmental protection sectors. These impacts will ultimately have negative effects on actions needed a smooth march of the world towards better prosperity. Our trades and commerce may suffer harshly and unhealthily. Globalization may spread out. In this situation, the developing countries, where a large part of the poor population lives, may suffer more. Hence, the world human rights concern must stand not only to champion the causes of human rights at the individual level, but ought also to concentrate on constructing more just and equitable globalization by fostering responsibility of developed and stronger economies to invigorate the weaker and smaller economies across the world. This proposal includes added facilities and concessions from the developed and strong economies in international trade to the smaller and weaker economies. Hence, in the post-pandemic situation, this is a time for the human rights movement to inseparably be elaborately to connect with the world economy to the direction of new globalization. A strategy to connect the world by innovative collaboration efforts is thus indispensable. Excellencies, it has been a belief in South Asia based on lasting wisdom generated by our forefathers that the crisis is faced boldly with a cool head. There has been a wise saying that good birds choose good trees to rest. The crisis should teach us more wisdom for collaboration. We have come to a stage to think that the human rights movement must direct its efforts for international justice by making nations, policies, and development efforts more rational and humanly. Human rights missions and development missions must conjoin to produce a better world and proximity among people, nations, culture, and civilizations. Most importantly, the mission for human rights enhancement leading to the goal of the protection of human rights beings must unleash a pearl of new wisdom to connect, unite the world without hatred to ideologies, civilizations, and histories of societies. Asia in the past has produced immense wisdom in that direction, which is full of human rights, values, and milestones. I am therefore very hopeful that the 21st World Summit of the International Human Rights Commission will be able to set forth a rich departure to the new with human rights missions and movements connected with the prosperity of the millions of poor people of the world. I have a sincere hope that the summit will come with concrete ideas and projects to enhance the human rights agenda to be connected with international justice based on international economic cooperation. Human rights must provide a basis for cooperation among nations and should be a guiding principle for orientation of world affairs. The world to make it a rational, dependent. I would like to express my sincere thanks for an opportunity to voice my concerns and expectations regarding human rights and wish a successful completion of the summit with yields of new ideas, fostering a new, just, and rational globe guided by a principle of human rights and economic development fully interconnected. Let us face the pandemic and its aftershocks united with the spirit of human rights, motivating the course of global economic prosperity to end the poverty. Thank you very much, Excellency.